Yo, do us a favor and yourself a favor by hitting that subscribe button. Make sure to tap that notification bell as well so you can stay updated. Now let's get to the video.
We here with the boy, the third. How you feeling, man?
Yo, I'm living well, G. It's good to be here.
For sure, for sure. Appreciate you for coming out, man, on this Sunday, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, grateful. I'm glad to be invited.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Great space.
For sure that.
All right, off air, you feel me? Y'all already got into it.
Yeah, that was
So
gonna be the
I know
question.
where the name came from, but where did you get your name from, the third?
All right. So, for those of folks who know my real name, we talked about it. Like,
For
you know
sure.
my real name. It's funny. I was like, at first, I don't really talk about like where my like name comes from a whole lot. People always ask me what my real name is. People call me Trey. But for my people who know my real name, that's my granddad's name, my dad's name. So I'm the third. People call me Trey, and so like that's where I got my stage name from, the third.
For sure, man. Like I say, I'm a third my damn self, you know.
We always find each other, bro.
For sure that. With that being said, I want to ask you real quick. Since you the third, you have a son, you naming him after you? Cause that's some shit that comes with being the third.
That's crazy. You know what? I'm not against that idea at all.
For sure.
I'm not against. Actually, I was just talking. You know, I had an idea, right? If I did, I'd probably name him Ivy. Like that'd be his name.
Ah, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Because being the fourth and the Roman numerals is IV.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's an idea. I'm not against it though. It's a solid idea.
For sure, definitely. Myself, man, I'm standing on that. Like if you ain't trying to name my son after me, the conversation gonna be very brief.
It's gonna be a problem.
Man, bro, for real, it's gonna be very brief, for real. But no, I feel it, man. But how did you get your start into music and everything like that?
Man, so my dad was a poet. Used to run around the city and going to all the open mics and shows with a lot of his peers. And so like he was riding around with a lot of great writers and authors. And so being a part of that community, like he like taking me since I was like real young, like single digits, taking me to his shows and to open mics and stuff. And I just was always surrounded by the sound. Mm-hmm. And I, you know, a lot of these people became like my honorary like aunts and uncles.
Right.
Shout out to like Avery R. Young, who like since I was like really young. TheThird Best. A lot of these people who kind of like groomed me into the art of like lyricism and poetry and verse.
For sure.
And then at that point, Jill was kind of like, I like this. I like where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm surrounded by like greats, and I want to give it a try. I think my first like official, like when I realized like I actually want to make music, I want to do this for real. There's Common has a song called "The Corners," that is like it's with him, Kanye, and I can't remember who else is on it.
What album is that on? I think I got that on my phone.
It has to be off B. It has to be.
Okay, yeah, I think I got that on my phone.
And he had a song called "The Corners." I wish I could give you this feeling. I wish. You know what I'm saying? So that music video, if I remember correctly, takes place on like 47th and like King Drive, like right by the Green Line, like under the Green Line Road. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I was living in Chatham at the time I watched it, but I like being able to look at the video and being like, yeah, I know where that's at. I know exactly where that is. I hear him like rapping about like his community and like where he comes from and like what he sees and what he wants to see, where he comes from. And I was like, just fire. Like being able to like be a rapper and like use your talents and your gifts and your words to communicate to somebody, tell a story. And it don't have to be about nothing crazy or nothing like, you know what I'm saying, like superficial. It's really just about where you're at, like what's around you. That was fire to me. And I was like, yeah, I want to try that.
For sure. That's some inspiration for sure.
Man, having that vision and having it molded into you at such a young age, was it ever anything else that you wanted to do outside of music?
My mom was an actress. My mom's an actress and a model. And so like I definitely got into that really young too. I'm modeling for quite a while and like wanting to be into like theatrics. Like, and now it's helped now because I'm shooting music videos. I've like directed a few of my own. I've directed some of my homies' music videos and visuals, and like being able to like have that other mind for screen, like, you know what I'm saying, like what happens on the screen and like what that looks like. And so that's been really cool. That was another passion I had. I also I've been playing organized sports since I was like in second grade. I joined my first basketball team, And that was another thing too. I wanted to be a hooper. Like that was
You definitely about 6'3".
that was like one of the things that like I wanted to do for a long time. At a certain point, it really just became a matter of like, where can I have the biggest impact at? And that's no shade to my hooper. I got a lot of homies who are, you know what I'm saying, who still hooping. A lot of homies who are about to enter the draft right now, and like they doing great things. And for me, I was kind of like, I'm a really good hooper actually. Like I'm a really good hooper, but like I think where I can do the most work at, have the most impact at, is where I'm at now.
For sure. You a baller motherfucker up if they call you right now?
Oh, right now. Outside, inside, don't matter.
Was it hard to make that decision?
I think, you know what? It for a little while, for like a small period of time it was, because I had a lot more, at the time I had a lot more like athletes around me than were artists. And so that was kind of like, oh, we all just gonna do this together at the same time. You know what I mean? My dad was always super supportive of like my, you know, chasing any goals and dreams that I had. My mom taught me how to hoop. That's the thing a lot of people don't know. I be telling people, whenever I beat people in basketball, I'll be like, hey, G, my mom taught me how to shoot a ball.
Let me ask you this. Have you beat your mom in a game yet?
Dang, I think the last time we played, I might have been like 8 or 9.
So nope, you ain't never
So
won
I
that.
don't think so. Gee, no, I'm gonna let her have it too. She can have it. You know what I'm saying? She got it. You know what I'm saying? I know what will happen now. She know what will happen now.
I
But
don't know, bro.
hey, man. At some point, the teacher's got to become the student and vice versa. But yeah, no. I think at that point, he was always super supportive, and he would put it to me like this. He was like, yo, you got, if this table is like a pool of like everybody who want to be in the NBA, right? Cut the table in half. That's how many people get to play in college. And then cut a small square out that table, and that's how many people get into the draft. Like,
Thanks.
think about that, the probability of that, how much time you want to put into that. I know for a fact that the amount of time that like goes, and even just being in like playing like in like high school, or like even especially in college, like the amount of work that you have to put in to maintain the prowess that you need to like stay active is like a lot. You know what I mean? Let alone the NBA, and then all that to like not get there. And of course there are other avenues, right? I got homies who play overseas and go to Tokyo, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like that is one of the things that I realized I have to really, that's me, that I had to like kind of put into view and figure out like, all right, if I put this same amount of work ethic into a craft that I feel like works for me and comes more naturally for me, I'm gonna do that. And it became rapping and verse.
We check it back in with, I guess, the third. Now on break, we played that Heroes Date. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna run a few questions off of that. First of all, what was going through your mind when you created the song? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Okay, so I was, let's see, I think the song was honestly inspired by, it's crazy. I had a friend at the time who was like in and out of town coming from school, and she would like hit me and be like, yo, like I'm in town, like what you got going on? I'd be like, oh, okay, bet, let's find something. It'd be like a day or two at a time. So we would go and like go and be late. We go and just grab food, and we go, Harold's open, depending on where you at, Harold's be open all times at night. So we go and grab some Harold's and sit up here, and I'm just like, yo, it was just such a simple time, but like it was very, like it meant something to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so like breaking, I realized like Harold's being such a staple in the community, like breaking bread, you know what I'm saying, with somebody over, you know what I'm saying, a 6-piece with mild sauce. You know what I mean? Like it's such a communal thing. And I was like, dang, we could romanticize this moment and it don't have to be like a crazy thing, but like it just how it happened to me. I was like sitting up and like I want to say like 2:30. I was supposed to be asleep. I was like at 2:30 in the morning. I got work the next day. I got to be at work at like not like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so I'm like tired. I'm in my back office, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm just like crazy. Say she wanted some wings, and I was like, "Oh shoot! Wait!" And I ended like pretty much that whole song happened between like that 2 o'clock in the morning, and then probably like by the time I got off work, then like that day it was done, and I was kind of like, "Dang, this kind of fire." So it was like it's a new type of like strategy I came out I kind of approached the song with I haven't really done before, just the way I did it, and so like I kept like running it through in my head. And just sometimes you be like, not every idea is a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just have to get this off so you can get to the good stuff. And so I just have to keep repeating it over. And that's when it'll tell you, like, if you getting tired of it real quick, it's probably not what you think it is. Right. And I'm going through, and I'm at work, kids in front of me, and I'm just like, say shoot on this.
Crafting in front of me.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, this is crazy. And so yeah, I went and like recorded it. I think that like the day after, I had a studio session the day after. And yeah, that's how that came about.
For sure. Now, with that being said, I'm pretty sure you think Harold's is a valid date. You stamping that is a valid date.
Yes. Oh, for sure. That's golden. Oh my God. The Cheesecake Factory, scrap it. Like I don't even care no more. You know what I mean? Like, are you taking me to Harold's? Yes or no? That's a great day.
That's a love language.
Now you spending $100 at Harold's, man. It's 2 6 pieces.
That's it.
$50.
Nah, for real. I fucks with it for real, man. Have you pitched the song to Harold's? Have you ever tried that?
Hey, so we gonna talk off air. I got a crazy story, but actually I'm curious. Yes, I did. Yeah, we making something happen. Something like really nice is about to happen. I'm excited.
Okay, I'm fucking with it.
Yeah, so when that goes into play, I'll make sure y'all the first to know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we got good things happening. I'm excited.
Now the process that you went through making that song, you feel me? Explain that process.
So I always, when I create songs, most of the time I go hook first, cause the hook really tell you what the song is about, and it set the kind of like the standard for what the rest of the song gonna sound like. You know what I mean? So I like have the hook, and I'm just like, all right, what's this? What is the I know what the song is about. Right, and now I'm trying to figure out, am I just finna like rap about how much I like Harold's? I'm like, that don't really hit for real. I don't know. And then I was like, tell a story. Like I've been really into storytelling. I'm working on an album right now, and most of the album is just like me telling stories. Like, and so I'm like, okay, how do I've been for the last few years I've been working on how to on beat, like tell a story that's followable, that has like first this happened, then this happened, and this happened. And it's been the hardest thing for me to do. A lot of my favorite rappers do that, and I just haven't been able to figure it out because the way my brain works, I be so like I start something and I'm always like, oh yeah, talk about this too, and now I go and start talking about that, and I'm like, yo, like focus, like how did this happen, in what order? You feel me? So like that's what I started doing. I was just like, okay, I like start with I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna start with the beginning, how this came about, and then just go from there. And like that was it. Crazy thing, that song was supposed to have another verse, and I've been writing for 10 plus years, and so now I'm in a space of like, just because you have a lot doesn't mean it's all good. And like the whole idea, like more or less, has been something I've been trying to like really, not more or less, more is less, and more. Dang, what's the quote? Because
less is more.
Less is more.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
I already messing up.
Butcher that shit too.
I was going with you at first.
So I'm like, I've been in this space where I'm looking like a second verse is good, and I wrote the second verse, and I was like, it's not adding to or taking away, and if it's not doing either, take it off.
Facts.
It's been really hard for me to do. I've been getting a lot better at it since quarantine started. And so like I'm like, yo, like the second verse is cool, but and I'm a writer too. I'm super heavy on like the metaphors and the double. I'm like super heavy on that, and like I like to write a lot. And so I was like, taking the second verse away is gonna feel weird to me. Like, I don't never had just like a one verse like so quick, but I mean like it's effective
And it worked.
And most of the main thesis is in the hook anyway. So I was like, tell the story, do the hook. You know what I'm saying? Do the hook, tell the story, do the hook again, and get out the way. Yeah, like just see what happens. And plus I got like 1,000 other songs that I can do 2 and 3 verses on. So like let this be what it is at this moment. You know what I mean? And I let it be a thing, and they corrected me now in the thing. But like I let that, and I really had to back away from it. Like it was really hard for me to not do a second verse and like add more to it. And I was just like, just let it be a thing. So yeah.
Have you had any Uncle Remus trolls jump in your comments?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's been crazy, and it's crazy. Like some of them been like peers and friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not gonna out you like I should, but I just need you to know, get your life right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts, man.
go to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at where you at right now. Like, I'm out south with it. I understand. And then most of them are West Siders. They'd be like, yo, like Uncle Remus is better. You should have made an Uncle Remus
on it. You know?
I don't know what that is, man.
Sugar chicken.
Yeah,
That's
right. Sugar chicken is crazy. I'm like, yo, snap out of it, G. Like, look around you. We're here. We taking over. This is ours. You know what I mean? And so yeah, they always be like, "Oh, are you gonna make a Uncle Remus date song?" No, no, because
that's the bag, right?
if Uncle Remus hit me and say we need a jingle? First of all, a jingle is wild. I don't know, but I think about it. But other than that, no, I know Harold's. I know what that is for me. I grew up in Chatham, so I grew up on I was on 81st and Loomis, and so it was like literally maybe a 10-minute walk from the Harold's that closed right there. It was like next to what street was that on? It was like a docks, the firehouse. It was in that parking lot, and there was the Harold's. It's like the legendary Harold's.
Oh, 87.
87. There you go. So I'm like that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm right about what I know. So that was
That's the one that's off the E-way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right off the
Damn,
E-way.
I ain't even know that was
gone,
closed.
It
When that closed.
They tried to raise the rent on him, and he got up out of there. I feel him though.
Moment of silence for that Harold's.
Yeah.
Because I used to come back from school and stop there. That's fucking
Great.
All right, now you spoke on double and triple entendres. Do you ever catch yourself off guard like, damn, I wrote that? You feel me? Or hear yourself, or catch yourself listening back to a song and be like, even though I wrote that, I ain't really catch that.
Oh my! I wish I could. Yo, I'll probably off air after that because we doing it live right now. But like, I've had a couple different times. I've been like, it's real easy to get used to your own work. And I know that sometimes, like when you do something that impresses you, you know you've kind of like broken into a new tier, kind of. I got a verse I just wrote like a couple of days ago. That's absolutely crazy. I'm just waiting for the right time to even like right place to like put it. But yeah, I definitely be looking. I'm just like, yo, that's even some old stuff. Whenever I'm working on new music. Especially like a collection of new music, I go back and listen to all my old stuff, and it's so difficult. It's like a cringe fest. Like it's so hard to go and listen to like 17, 18-year-old me. You know what I mean? And like it's just like I can't. It's hard to do, but I go back and have a song called Preface Flows that dropped. I want to say like 2021. I want to say. And I'm listening to this kid rap that, you know what I'm saying, that wrote this. And this man is like, went to school and I like minored in hesitation. I learned while hanging off of a building. That's education. And like thinking about, I'm like, that's crazy. I am really good at this. Like I'm a really good writer. There's no way in the world that there's times where I'm writing, I'm just like, yo, you've transcended. Like this is better than. I think about like writing and like, so if I'm writing a bunch in a week, I write every single day. So it makes it even harder to like see progress, because it's like you kind of like you it's just a day. It's 24 hours from the last time you wrote, so you're not gonna see a bunch of change. But when I do, it's like very noticeable. Like, dang, I really wrote that. G.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You know what's one thing that's really underrated about writing? When you be having like straight out of body experiences, like you like, damn, this me? Like you will really question, like you will look yourself in the mirror sometimes, like, damn, this is really me.
I've literally been writing, finished what I wrote, and like scooted back from my seat. That's insane. Like,
Nah,
where
for
are
real.
you? And you know what it comes from though? Believe it or not, it's definitely writing, listening to other great writers, and reading.
For sure.
A lot of people don't read though. Like, they don't be reading, and like it's one of them things where I realize the most of the time I'm writing my best is after I've studied some great writers or great rappers, or read something from a great writer.
For sure. You keep going.
And so that's most of the time I just be like, yo, like I'm doing this great because I'm putting out great work because I'm taking in great work. So
who are some of your favorite writers, writers you look towards for inspiration?
That's a great question. So with rappers, I say
Definitely got to count rappers because they pen don't get enough credit for me. So
man,
gotta count 'em.
man, Lupe Fiasco. I have a
For sure.
Lupe Fiasco is definitely one of them. Man, Lupe Fiasco. Another Royce actually is a really good writer.
You said Royce the 5'9"?
Yeah, Royce 5'9" is
What's
a
that,
really good writer.
What's that album? It's book. Is it Book of Ryan? I think.
I believe I know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, bro! That album, that's immaculate pen on that, bro.
Really good. He has a song that I was just listening to the other day. I don't know what it's on, but he cut the beat so he could just finish the rest of the verse and you could hear everything. And I was like, I feel that because
sure.
sometimes like it's too much going on. I need you to focus on what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
Shoot, in the city, like Femdot's one of my favorite writers. Like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? A lot of Fresh Waters, great writer. You know what I'm saying? Sop is a great writer.
For sure.
I think a lot of my I don't know if y'all listen to Ricky Monique. She's an artist. She's an artist from Minnesota. She's had a show here probably toward the beginning of the year, and amazing. Like really, really enjoy like hearing her like write.
No, you gotta get on point with her.
And a lot of good writers. Tierra Whack.
Oh yeah.
My goodness.
Immaculate pen.
Oh, insane. A lot of good writers that I've just been able to like sit and watch and just pay attention to and just being like, this is what I'm really competitive. So I'm like, I'm always in like a competition mode, but at the same time I'm like, this is, if I'm going to be any type of great that I want to be, this is amongst like the tier that I need to be in. I need to be operating in. In order to do that, I need to be taking in good work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like paying attention heavy, always studying.
Hey, it's your boy Rico Shot from Eastside Collection. You are now tuning in to iLLANOiZE Radio. Turn your radios up. Over. There you go.
You said to consider yourself a great, you want to this is the tier you got to keep up with after naming some of your favorite writers. Now, in your books, what makes a great writer? You know what I'm saying?
I think one of the best things about a great writer is his ability to like to use his words for like imagery, just using imagery. I think that's the part that make you feel something. Like versus you listen to music and you just like, oh, this hard, and then it's the imagery to like how they say what they saying is what make you go like, yeah, that's crazy. Like,
sure.
yeah, like you feel that. So like, I think that's the important part is like working on the imagery. And if you can use your words to make somebody feel or see something that's not right there, you got it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people, most of the people I know who are really, really versed and really well, like really good writers, they're super like intentional with the word choice. I think that most of them I know that have like a very wide vocabulary and can just like use certain words and even put you on to certain words. Like, you know what I mean? Like that make you think. I think when it has something that make you think or that has like more layers to it than just what's right in front of you,
Sure.
I think that's a mark of a good writer right there.
Absolutely.
All right, you say you was working on a project, man. What's the name of it? When can we expect it?
Oh man.
Any details?
All right, let's see. What am I allowed? I don't want my manager to get on that with me. Is she not in here? All right, so I have an album called quick for she join. I got an album called The Southside Sonnet that's dropping this year, and I'm so excited for this project, man. It's a letter to to the South Side, you know what I'm saying, and also a bunch of stories that take place on the South Side of Chicago. So that's coming out definitely this year. I want to put out a projected date so bad, but I don't want to disappoint nobody, so I'm gonna just let it go. But this year we definitely dropping Southside Sonnet. It's my first album, so it's gonna be great. I've been dropping all these like singles and EPs and all that to get ready for this moment, and it's gonna be a great time. Promise.
For sure. Can listeners expect like a? I know you said there's gonna be stories of the South Side, but like I'm talking like not even in comparison to, but like you know how they had the little skits and everything in between on Good Kid, Mad City. Is it gonna be something rolling like that?
Yes, very much so like
For
that.
sure.
Yeah. We actually did a lot of studying when it came to like making sure that like album is just not an album, and music is not just music, but it's something that you can like feel a part of. I think Good Kids, Mad City did a really good job at that.
Absolutely.
Saab just dropped Few Good Things last year that like did a really good job at like making sure that was something that you could like, not just music that you can feel, but just like things that you can like experience in the album. So yeah, very much so like that. Good Things.
Absolutely.
Now, with a lot of people, they take their times with their first project because you only get one chance to drop your first project, and a lot of people tend to roll their life into their first project. And you say you got a lot of stories from the South Side, so can we see like the birth of you up until this point delivered in this project?
Oh, for certain. I have verses in here that I wrote when I was 18, 19, coming from like starting to want, like when I first wanted to put together an album and I was writing for that. And even just looking back on it, I was like, that don't need to be in there. Like I'm a different person now. Like I can do better. I can write better. You know what I mean? I want everything to be current, but I think even allowing that to exist in the album can show, it's going to show the growth of just like how time has passed and like things that transpired since then. So yeah, I think all of me is going to be in this album, and I'm super excited for y'all to experience all of me for sure.
How do you know when you album ready? Because like you say, you drop singles, you dropped EPs. So what sparked in your mind and say, okay, it's time?
You know what, G? I was just talking to my homie Terrence about this. One of my tribe members. We were just talking about how like you don't really know for sure. You just know, what you can and can't do. So for example, like I got homies who are just starting out dropping music, and they got like 3 or 4 singles out, and it's like going good. And we're in a place where it's like we want to drop an album. We got a bunch of music we want to drop, but am I at a place where, and this is gonna sound real rough, but like this is how it is. Is TheThird at a place where people trust him to listen to 12, 13 songs in a row? You know what I'm saying? Together, y'all have heard about 3-4 hours worth of music from me from my first single up until now, but like, do y'all trust me to listen to a whole album all the way through? You know what I mean? That's the first thing. Also, am I capable of, because albums have themes, you know what I'm saying? So you got to stick with the concept. You got to trust yourself to like create more than one good idea. That's the crazy part, is that like we just talking about like not every idea is a good idea. Sometimes it's one of them things that you just have to get out so that the other good stuff can come through. And just like with an album, it's just like, if we talking about like, 10 plus songs, I gotta have 10 plus really good ideas. And they don't have to be good to everybody, but they got to be solid enough to be cohesive. And I think dropping my first single, my first EP, Cursive, in 2019, and then doing Director's Cut. This was like 5 songs in 2020, and then the 3-song EP in 2021, and then Color, which was like I want to say 6 or 7 songs, and then Deluxe after that made it 11. I think I've kind of like built up trust in not only in my audience, but like in myself, to be like, you can do this because you did this. I think that's where the point is, building up trust based on your prior work.
Now, with you coming from the hooping background, I always feel like in order to be a great hooper, you got to be the most confident person out there. You know what I'm saying? So how much of that rolls into you making music as far as being confident and being willing to actually deliver music to your fan base?
You know what? That's such a good question. Because I was a hooper first, I relate hooping to everything. Like, you could ask my homies, every single thing that like comes about, I always like loop back into basketball, and it's just like how it is. I think that if you walk onto the court timid, you know what I'm saying? If you walk onto the court like I might not do good, or the person that's I'm playing against right now, the band that I got might do better than me or might score me, it's like it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna happen. Your body is gonna listen to you, and like you go out there with 50%, your body is going to exude 50%. You know what I'm saying? Like performance. That's just what it is. Exactly. And so that's why I've been telling myself like, and I'm not just people like, oh, you know, being cocky and all that. I'm not really like, when I talking about the fact that I've been working my way up into dropping my first album, I'm aware of the other albums that exist in the city. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the year that I drop this is going to be the best album of that year, because I have to, not only because of the quality of the work I already have, but also because when I say that to myself, I like my execution automatically follows up with what I said. You know what I mean? And you know, people ask me, oh, like, how you got an album coming? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be cool. Then you're gonna have, it's gonna be cool quality. You know what I mean? Right, like that's exactly. That's how it's gonna come out. And so like I'm in a space where I have to have the same confidence that I have on I'm about to dunk on everybody that's making music. And I'm gonna hang on a rim a little bit too, because I have to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I imagine myself at. For sure. And so yeah, that's just where my energy is at, as far as like making sure that I'm not only just doing the best I can, but also thinking in that same frame so that I can execute.
For sure. You finna go live 05 Mellow, throw it off the big screen, cartwheel.
Come on.
Slam dunk contest.
When it is rollout time and it's album time, bro, you're gonna have to revisit this interview. You're gonna have to take that little clip, you feel me, of you just talking about that. You gotta use that some type of way, bro. Some type of way. You feel me? Nah, this my favorite question. If you can go back and give your younger self any advice, what would it be?
God. Man. If I had to go back and give my younger self advice, I would say keep your head straight. Keep your head straight. And that like literally, like whoever listening on here, keep your head straight. If you're doing any type of like work, it don't have to be creative work. It could be any type of work where there are other people involved. If you're operating inside of a field that you plan on being an expert in, keep your head straight. It's so easy, especially as a rapper, especially as a Chicago rapper, where there's so much other stuff going on. To it don't even got to be like your enemy or nothing. This is like my best homie, like my peer. These things I talk to every day that are like doing great things, and it's so easy for me to like be doing work, to look over at them and see what they got and the numbers that they got and the following and all this quality. You know what I'm saying? And be like, dang, like I want that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with wanting good things, but it's like it distracts you from what you got going on. Like that, you got your own path. If they try to swerve into your path, they crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? You trying to do that, you're gonna mess up your own path. Like, and that's the other thing I used to do when I was young, because I'm super competitive. It will also leak into my mindset. So I would like be like, dang, G, like they got all this, like we, you know what I'm saying, we doing this, we both peers, they're not like more famous than me or nothing, like we dropped this and they don't got that going on. My younger self would stay doing that. And like it was all to myself. I wouldn't like complain to nobody, but I'd be like, yo, like I dropped a single too, and like they getting a bunch of good feedback, and I'm getting like a couple reposts and all stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it don't matter, bro.
It really don't.
It does not matter, because people, you have no idea what other people got going on. You know what I mean? And so I'm in a space where I'm like, keep your head straight. Like I would go and tell them, like, keep your head straight, do you, and continue to do you well, because the more time you spend on somebody else's path and what they got going on, the less time you spend on growing yours.
Bomb words that needed to be heard today, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, tell the people how they can get in tune with you, stay in tune with you, find everything you got going on.
Oh man, I'm out everywhere, bro. I'm on all social medias, the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok too. TheThird Raps, all spelled out at TheThird Raps. You can find me. YouTube, Spotify. If you just look TheThird, like you'll find me there. Yeah, we active. We live.
Yes, sir.
Harold's Day out now. Go run that up.
For real, with a 6-piece.
All right, Jimmy, talk to the people.
For sure. Hey, shout out, I guess, man, TheThird, man. Like he said, TheThird Raps, TheThird Writes, and TheThird got an album on the way. So, man, hope y'all like it, for real. And hope y'all like Harold's Day, man. I enjoyed that song, bro. And man, you laid down the foundation, bro, for real. You laid down the foundation of if anybody watching this interview when it drops and they need some motivation, they probably in a deep writer's block, bro. You know what I'm saying? They gonna wake up like, man, hold on. They gonna get inspired. You know what I'm saying? They gonna shake that shit off and they gonna get inspired, bro. Like,
that's the plan.
That's a real motivating last comment that you gave. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of people are more competitive than they show. Like, a lot of people really, they'll probably be, hi, how you doing? But they like real, they got some real aggressive shit going on in them, and they gotta let that shit out. And they go by themselves and like they beat themselves down about it. You know what I'm saying? So that transparency, that's gonna get a motherfucker through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you for coming out, bro. Appreciate you for coming out this Sunday.
Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Sharing your work with us, all that good shit. Make sure y'all follow TheThird Raps. Get in tune with him, stay in tune with him, and follow him on his journey because it's on the way. New album on the way. Make sure y'all follow Ill Sound Radio, ILLSOUND Radio. Follow me, Groove Nuke, GROOVNUKE, and download that iLLANOiZE app.
Facts.
For sure. We stream music 24/7. Submit music. All that good stuff. And Jay, what you got to say to him?
Man, like Jimmy say, man, y'all go download that iLLANOiZE app because if you don't have the iLLANOiZE app, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's very disappointing to hear that you don't have the iLLANOiZE app. But, man,
Yes, sir.
I love interviews for this reason, you feel me? I feel like you gain fans by sitting down and chopping it up and talking to people. Once you said Lupe, I knew you was one of them ones, you feel me? Even with your ill style, before Jimmy came in, I'm like, bro, I done seen bro somewhere. You feel me? Like the name is so familiar to me, you know what I'm saying? So salute to you, everything you got going, bro. Like, just you saying every day you write a 16. I used to tell my little cousin he wanted to be a rapper so bad. I'm like, bro, if you gonna be at my house, bro, you better write a rap every day. I don't care if it's good, bad, or trash, bro. You better do something around writing music, because a lot of people, they don't sharpen their sword. They don't take that time to practice, and then just hearing that you have a hooping background, it's like embedded in you to get better every day.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, competition, a lot of times nowadays we view competition in I think in a bad way. Like, it's something that you shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Everything in your life is a competition. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily compete against other people. You compete against yourself daily. You know what I'm saying? So, man, salute to you. Everything you got going. Can't wait to hit a project. Once you do drop the project, you feel me? You doors are always open here. Or, you know what I'm saying? Biko and them might have you on. We never know how it go. But salute to you and everything you got going on, bro.
Bless. We're gonna be back up here soon, real soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Hey, go check out his ill styles, man. YouTube, iLLANOiZE, TheThird.
It's the best one. It's the best one. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the best one.
Hey, got to scream it to the mountaintops, man.
It's the best one.
You know what I'm saying?
Until next week, man. It's Ill Sound Radio.
Enjoy y'all Sunday.
Bless.
We gone.
For sure.